And we're live. Okay.
All right.
So if you click on the chat button on the right, it should show connect to chat, and you should be able to see chatters come in.
Where was that button at?
There should be a chat button, I think. In this software here.
Looks like it's just a private chat for me.
That's okay.
Interesting. I might have to change the permissions. I got it.
Can you guys hear me still?
Yep.
Can still hear you. Yep.
Cool. I got the chat up. We're all good.
Did you?
Okay.
Nick, welcome in. Brainstorm Warming, welcome in. Brainstorm Warning, let me try that again. Welcome in. As you're coming in, please take a moment to strike that like button for us. Much appreciated ahead of time. If you're just getting here, we are following some of the protest activities that are happening down in Southern California right now. Welcome in, everybody. Had a little interesting EAM flurry earlier. At one point, there were 2 EAMs being broadcast at the same time.
On 11175, it was a female speaking, and then on 8992 and 15016, I think it was a guy talking. Is that how it worked?
Guy up on the top frequency and the female on the bottom 2 frequencies.
Okay, stream is set up.
All right, I'm going to have to access it a different way.
Callie, welcome in. Callie letting us know that she did not get a notification that this went live. I didn't see one pop up on my screen either, but I think the app that I use might block notifications from coming in.
Looks like I didn't get one either, actually.
Check right now.
I wonder what would be blocking that. Maybe I didn't give enough time in between streams, maybe?
Could be, or we're being shadow banned.
Yep. In that case, we need lots of likes, thumbs up, and shares.
Yep. Share it. Put it on your Facebook, your Twitter, your social media feeds.
Well, sometimes the content we talk about and share is not always algorithm friendly, so wouldn't surprise me. All right, we had 41 people in the last stream before we took it down before this one, so let's see if we can get some of those people back here. We got 12 in here so far. Well, sometimes the content. So on your way in, if you can do us a huge favor and strike the like button.
Thank you for reminding me.
If you could do me a favor, sir, go to our Discord.
Yeah.
And throw a little mention of the live stream. Drop the link inside of one of those new little notification tabs that we have.
Perfect. Will do.
Broken to Savage, welcome in. Miss Miriam, welcome in. Toolmaker, great to see you. And if you're just getting here, we are covering the protests happening down in Southern California. Taking a peek down there, seeing what's going on. Earlier today, we had quite a few people in the stream while there was a shirtless man standing on a freeway signboard.
That got interesting real quick.
It sure did. It sure did. Definitely had me on the edge of my seat.
All right. So other than LA, where are the protests happening tonight? Do we know? I know
I can.
The Capitol was supposed to start on the what? On the 5th?
You'd mentioned something about Colorado on the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what today is. It's the 3rd.
I shared a short in our Discord on the in our PTix, as I'm pretty sure the other word is not algorithm friendly, on our PTix tab that basically flickers through all the different events that are happening in the next coming weeks here. It's worth a check if you're on our Discord. If you're not on our Discord, make sure you head over to our Discord and join our growing community.
Yes, please do. Miriam Watson said, I did and shared. Thank you very much for sharing the stream. That helps us out tremendously. If you did get a notification of our live tonight, please let us know in chat. It doesn't seem to be working, so we can give YouTube some feedback and also change the way that we do stuff so everyone gets those alerts.
That middle camera feed's getting pretty spicy.
Yeah, a lot of these feeds are getting spicy. I'm going to switch around as you say that here. Check out a different few feeds.
JPass, good to see you. JPass, I'd asked it last night. I didn't happen to catch your response in the chat, but now I can see the chat. Any plans on going to the Capitol California Air Show at Mather? Perfect. Miriam got the notification.
Perfect. Thank you, Miriam. Michael R. did not. And we had a flurry of EAMs before we went live here, too. So tonight, while we're discussing what's going on screen with the protests around the country, Swiller Strife, I was also going to open it up to people that wanted to call in and comment on what's going on about this or EAMs or what's going on in their city or prepping. What do you guys think? As long as we can keep it friendly, we can keep you on the stream. And we'll try to limit, depending on how many callers we get here, limit each person.
Sorry, I was staring at the screen. If there's anybody out there that wants to, by all means.
I am going to throw a link in chat if you'd like to come up, as long as we can keep it Warwatch friendly, algorithm safe. So make sure you're not saying the keywords. Make sure you use code words or all of that, so we can keep you here on the stream. Don't be offended if we have to mute you, because we have to keep it algorithm friendly for sure, family friendly. But feel free to click on that link if you have any troubles. Let me know. JFest says, I don't play nice in crowds or traffic.
I don't blame them.
Yep,
And
no
there's
problem.
going to be a bunch of it. Due to limited seats, we may have to hold you to a time limit as well. Just throwing that out there ahead of time.
Yep. But if you want to, or just come up and give shout outs to the Warwatch family or shout outs to whatever, hear us, feel free. That line is open tonight. And we're also testing it to make sure people on their phone or whatever can use it easily, so we can get other people on more often.
So I know that LAPD, CHP, and LA County Sheriff all have skirmish lines set up blocking access to all but one overpass. They're still working on clearing that last overpass. Several freeway off ramps and on ramps are closed in the area down there, and traffic is an absolute boondoggle.
Just the images coming in right now are just nuts. We've watched this unfold over the last 4 or 5 hours, and it's getting more and more intense. I think some of the people down there are just there for their own selfie or attention, but that's my personal opinion.
I'd agree.
Like the guy we saw on the LA sign that was risking his life over traffic. I think he was just there for his 10 seconds of fame.
I got the CBS news feed up on my screen, and they have their helicopter up right now, and it is just cherries and berries as far as the eye can see on every on-ramp, on every side street. There's even one area where there's probably 40 to 50 police cars parked behind a police line. So there's definitely some units in the area, and it's looking a little spicy.
I'm just seeing if there is a helicopter feed up right now. Right now we're on stream. We're looking at an assortment of TikTok feeds. People on the street broadcasting this to TikTok.
I can't hear the call sign, but somebody is standing by for traffic.
Just probably turn up my radio here.
I'm just scrolling through X, seeing what people are saying.
If you see something in chat, please let us know. There's so much going on right now. It's hard to see everything all at once. So, like usual, give us a shout when you see something, hear something. We're here to share intelligence with each other.
Natty Light King Kong. That is a hell of a name. No, we don't normally stream protests. Normally, we have a 24-hour stream that is flight tracking, EAMs, ATC, and with a rotating flight radar screen in the background. We come on live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Sundays is a bit flexible for us. It's as it fits into our schedule, as we all have families and whatnot, other obligations outside of the stream. But typically, that's what we cover. And then also any breaking news. We might not ever be the first to break news, but we will be here to cover the breaking news, nonetheless.
Well said, Swiller. I'm not seeing any helicopter feeds up that I can access here right now, but I'll keep on looking.
KCAL CBS Sacramento is the only feed that I've seen recently with the helicopter up.
Yeah.
It seems like ever since PD declared it unlawful, that the other news organizations down there have stopped showing it. It's basically just CBS right now. Everybody else has switched over to talking about the insurance situation due to the wildfires and all the money it's going to cost to rebuild. Plus, State Farm today submitted an emergency petition with the state of California to allow them to charge more money to all insurance holders in the state of California.
That's crazy.
Welcome in, V.
Welcome back, V.
Florida Catholic guy, great to see you.
Looks like there was quite the gathering of people in Atlanta, Georgia today as well for a protest. Wonder if that's calmed down. I haven't heard much else about it.
Yeah, most of the major stuff so far that I've seen actually that's getting televised has been in LA, but we'll see here in the next few days as we get closer to the 5th that we'll see potential unrest even in the capital,
Yep.
which hopefully they're preparing for right now.
And guys, if you didn't have a chance on the way in to hit that like button, please give us a thumbs up on the stream, share us on your social media feeds. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's free to subscribe to the channel. And we also have a Recon Crew membership program. Feel free to check that out.
Every little bit helps support the stream. So thank you so much for everyone that does. And thank you for just being here. So
Covering
right now
all
on
the
the
admin.
Yep. So right now on the stream, we're seeing a whole bunch of police starting to make a line. And last night, towards the end of some streams that I was watching, people were getting pushed back and kind of cordoned off to a section.
Oh, and I don't know if you heard because it kind of happened very late in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like Canada up to the north up there
Yeah.
has also bent the knee, and there's a 1-month suspension of those financial penalties to the north. So we've got three new members on our team.
So what did Canada have to do to get out of that?
They pledged support at the northern border,
Okay.
basically. So
And 200 million.
Yep. So to recap, there were 3 countries that financial penalties were thrown at. One country is to our north, one country is to our south. Both of those countries have acquiesced and given us things that we've wanted in return. And in return for that, we're suspending those financial penalties for 30 days. And then a neighbor farther to the south that happens to run a large waterway, they also kind of bent the knee today, and they agreed to back out of the BNR initiative from West Taiwan, as well as agreeing to probe a Hong Kong-based company that owns the shipping facilities at each end of the waterway.
Awesome.
So it looks like there's some actual progress.
And then over in the
being made.
Panama Canal, they said they would not charge U.S. military ships passing through.
Correct.
Yeah,
Which is huge.
very huge. Real quick, welcome in, Doran. Good to see you. Thanks for
I
coming
saw
in.
something also that they are cutting the Chinese ties down there at the Panama Canal as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the BNR initiative. I'm trying to dance around certain words that trigger certain things.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Swiller's always
I would
keeping
say
us
their
safe
whole names.
against the algorithm
I try.
from making the algorithm unhappy. Glad you're here for us doing that, Swiller. Michael
and
R
thanks-
says Fox was showing police using foam batons.
Let's go.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Michael. And then almost lost it here. Miriam Watson said, breaking news, Secretary of State Marco Rubio and President of El Salvador worked a deal where all violent prisoners could be taken to the mega jails in El Salvador. It's good
Oh.
news. Thank you so much for sharing that, Miriam.
I agree, Brainstorm. I absolutely agree. We are back. Now, I did hear today another story that is kind of flying under the radar. And that's that our own Rocket Man, not the one that lives on the other side of the world, but the one that likes to fly big rockets out of Texas, Florida, and California, Looks like he may have been given keys to the payment system over at the Treasury today. And even though El Prez says that, anything he does has to be approved,
Mm-hmm.
it is kind of scary to have one man on the hand of the government paycheck. I think I like checks and balances in that situation, not a one-man band,
Where are they going?
Yeah, we've got people moving out. I love those trucks. They're set up like SWAT style. You can just get on and hang on. Take a
Popo
quick
on
ride.
the go.
Yeah, Popo on the go. I love that. I'm still looking for a chopper feed, but maybe they did bug out. You know what? That guy that was sitting there on the over the freeway on the LA sign, I didn't think he was going to be able to get off of there, and he did. He just like made it look easy.
Oh, really? I was just going to ask if he's still there.
No, he somehow nudged over to the right, his left, and snuck around it somehow. I have no idea how he did that. I was getting a little concerned of how he was going to get down because he was peeking underneath. He was like squatting down, being a little unsafe.
I was surprised that traffic didn't start slowing down underneath him.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually he tried to use a big rig to get down. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, I was gonna thinking the same thing. I thought he was gonna like ask someone to like stop, and then like you said, use a big rig to jump on, and then climb down, just like you said. That was pretty nuts.
Yeah, you could tell this isn't even big news to LA because I'm flipping through all the different LA news channels that I have access to.
Yeah.
And everybody is covering something else.
Yeah.
I've got that Valet Bureau scanner up in the background I've been listening to.
Okay. Let us know if you hear anything.
Will do.
It looks like some of
NFL
this
is-
police and fire is heading somewhere else.
NFL currently, as we speak, holding a press conference in New Orleans
Okay.
about security preps ahead of the Super Bowl.
Security's got to be huge this year.
Yeah.
I saw a video earlier about the two crews doing the flyover, the two Marine crews that are in the Ospreys that are going to be doing the flyover for the Super Bowl.
Frick, we're having Ospreys do the flyover.
That's going to be sweet.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be a cool visual, but like Osprey right now is the most dangerous airplane thing to fly on in our inventory,
Yeah.
just due to accidents.
If I had to get on one, I would think it's a little sketch.
One crew from California and the other were from North Carolina, I think it was. It was a long flight for the crew from California for sure.
Broken to Savage said sharp pew-pewers will be stationed on different rooftops throughout 100%. They'll have scouts and pew-pewers for sure. Miriam Watson says, unfortunately, this is very common in LA.
I mean, just think a few years ago they were doing it for other reasons, but it's just
Yeah.
the same thing with a different flag behind it.
Callie M says they normally stop traffic.
Out here, yeah. That's their goal out here. Their goal out here is to actually shut a freeway down. A lot of California protests, be it here in my area, in the Sacramento area, be it in the Bay Area, be it down in Los Angeles. The ultimate goal is to get as many people congregated on the streets as you can. And when nobody expects you to do it, you take your group to a freeway on-ramp and you march onto the freeway and shut the freeway down.
Yep.
And that's how you make the most noise in this state. A lot of other states don't even let you get that loud, but California is very lenient, sarcastic tone as best I can, towards that type of behavior, and it's quite ridiculous.
So is Colorado.
I'm just taking a look real quick what we have up in the air over us right now. Give me a second to turn on some filters. We continue to have lots of helicopters and sheriff's police department helicopters all over the country every single day, putting people in the air to help the ICE effort. So right now we have a few tankers over Texas heading south, actually. E3 over Oklahoma.
Oh, V had a good spot. She posted in the
Yeah.
Discord of a West Taiwanese AWACS KJ 500.
Okay.
That was flying a very, I mean, we see the NATO planes go over there and they fly those perfect circles for their AWACS patterns.
Yep.
This guy was flying a perfect circle just on the shore side. And I mean, it was mimicking what our planes do, and it was right across the strait. So you know what they were doing it for. And the rhetoric seems to be ratcheting up over there. I'll tell you that.
Very interesting. Follow
Very
No One Official
provocative.
says, dig the show, guys. Thanks for the updates. Hashtag Go Army. Awesome. Thanks for being here. Follow No One Official. Hope you smash that subscribe button. We'd love to have you around. We have an awesome community. Scott, welcome back. We have Hoover 31 over Colorado Springs right now, a W135R Constant Phoenix.
Ooh. Soaking up some nuclear particles.
Yep, right around Colorado Springs. We also have, it's probably going to be a Jake? We got call sign AAAAA R135 over in the UK.
Hey.
Hasn't taken off yet. We have a Q4 drone, Black Cat 5, hanging out over in the Med, just west of Lebanon, doing some funky patterns.
The jamming be thick out there, bruh.
Yep. And we look over towards Japan and South Korea, which has been active. A lot going on right there. They have a KC-46A Pegasus as well, doing some laps, call sign Corax 51. You had a P8 in the area as well. I've also noticed more going on in Hawaii and Alaska over the last few days.
Same. Oh, I saw a P8 on the Texas border the other day, and he was flying probably 200-mile legs back and forth along the border. So probably practicing using that ground radar system versus the surface radar system that they use when they're over the water.
Something I thought was interesting today, right here on my map over the Gulf of California, east of Baja, west of Mexico, there was a 135 flying up and down that little gulf there.
That does not surprise me.
Yeah, especially with
I
what's
think
going on against maybe the cartels soon.
Yeah, I think they were looking for some T locations, if you know what I mean.
Yep, I agree.
Afghan style.
V says maybe that UK 135 will switch to Jake 17. Probably.
No, if it's
Probably.
UK, it'll switch to RRR.
RRR.
4 numbers. If it was an American one, it would definitely be a Jake. But I haven't ever seen the UK ones go up with a Jake call sign.
And before we end this stream here, I'm going to give one more opportunity. I'm going to put a link in chat. You can click on that and you come give a shout out, come say hi, tell us what's going on in your area, whatever you want to do. Just come up, just make sure it's family friendly, stream friendly. Come up and say hi. We would love to test this and make sure it works. So come on in. V, if you'd like to, come on in. V gave us a call sign to check out. JUN 30472.
Ooh,
What-
ZZZ. That's another one that they like to do.
V says this is a Chinese AWACS plane.
Yeah, that was the one that she posted in the Discord, I believe. And if you are just getting here, please take a moment to strike that like button for us. If you haven't had a chance to also share our stream across your social media feeds, get us out there in front of your like-minded friends and family. We do have a Discord. We would love for you to come and join. It's free to join our Discord. It's also free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We do have a couple ways of doing it that's not free if that's your fancy. We definitely appreciate all support that we get. But it is free to subscribe and free to join our Discord, and we would love to have you as part of our growing community.
Thank you, Swiller. Brainstorm Warning says Jake 17 is usually a rivet joint and Jake 27 is usually a combat scent. Thank you so much, Brainstorm.
Great info. Accurate info as well. Great info.
Brainstorm always coming in with the great and accurate info. Thank you so much, Brain. Who's actually a newish mod here, joining our excellent and amazing mod team. Thank you so much, Brainstorm. Scott says, Northwest Iowa, quiet here, but always ready here. Opening a gun store in the next 2 months. Hey, fantastic. That's excellent. That'll do well. All right, let's take us back to, let's see what's going on before we end here. Maybe things are wrapping up over in LA. We'll see. Scott says, best YouTube channel. Hey, thank you. As far as YouTube channels go, we're pretty young, but we're growing at a pretty good rate. And the most important part is we have the best people here. I'd rather have a great community and a small number than have millions in here and not have a good community. So we're doing great. Strife, you track anything different over on your side, buddy? And Swiller, have you heard? Swiller, have you heard anything different going on in Israel or Ukraine?
No, Israel, no. Status quo. Hostages being released and prisoners being released in exchange. I did hear development out of Ukraine, Russia. Apparently, Russia is about to enter serial production for their Iskander M
Okay.
fake hypersonic missile. But it's apparently going to have an 1,100-kilometer range,
Dang.
which normally you wouldn't think is that big of a deal, but it's going to give them easier access to the western part of Ukraine as far as it goes. It'll push the air defense systems around a little bit for what Ukraine has left. But the most interesting development of all that is, as you know, Iran has been supplying Russia with weapons
Mm-hmm.
and material for their special military operation. And I'm pretty sure in return, Russia decided to at least sell them the plans or call the plans compensation for that same Iskander missile system. And from the territory of Iran, that missile system can hit Israel. So now Israel is under threat of a missile that comes in non-maneuverable, so not a true hypersonic missile, but it does enter at hypersonic velocities, which make it that much more difficult for an air defense system to engage and neutralize.
I can't imagine by the time your early warning detects some of those hypersonic missiles, you don't have a whole lot of time to react.
No, minutes in most cases. Anywhere from 13 to 14 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, depending on the speed of the missile. But satellite systems are becoming more advanced, and there's a loophole in the Space Non-Proliferation Treaty, where if you have weapons up there that are to be like a counter weapon,
Right.
you might be able to get away with it. So now we are looking at a satellite-based missile defense system that would have projectiles already up in space to deal with them while they're up above the atmosphere.
Real quick, we have Smokin' Swamp Outdoors back. Good to see you. And we got Steffi Pie Stories. Steffi Pie Stories says they were all mad because the underground pipes in LA are no longer empty and dry. I never thought about that.
They're still trying to find out what he meant when he said he called the military and nobody
Had 'em
knows what
turn
he's
on the
talking
water?
about. Yeah, nobody knows what he's talking about. There's been nothing like that. There were some pumps that were turned off for maintenance that got turned back on, and that's the story that even friendly mainstream outlets are going with as well. So I don't know what he was talking about when he posted that, but
Is
we'll
there?
just have to chalk that up to the 25%.
I don't know much about this in your neighborhood, but is there literally pipes that go from the Pacific Northwest down to California
Yeah,
carrying
so
water?
I could tell you that being from California, when you think of the Pacific Northwest,
Mm-hmm.
you think of Oregon and Washington specifically.
Yeah, that's what
to
I'm
my
talking about. Yeah.
knowledge, to my knowledge, there's no water transit system that allows you to get water from anywhere in Oregon outside of the Klamath River, because I believe the Klamath River flows through both states. I think I might be wrong on that, and if somebody else knows, please correct me. But there's no interstate water movement system outside of maybe some ancient thing that a town just south of the border gets its water from Oregon.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that can move water from state to state to state like that. The
I
only
just wanted,
thing,
just wanted to make sure it was something I've never heard of.
yeah, no, it would be the biggest mega project in history if they tried to do it. I'll tell you that. It's a lot of seismic ground you'll have to tunnel through and put canals on and all that, and evaporation. You'd lose a lot of water. Like, the math doesn't math.
Las Vegas needs something like that for sure.
Yeah, well, Las Vegas would get its water from Lake Mead. This is a whole different thing, and I won't go too far down the rabbit hole. But Vegas gets its water from Lake Mead. The problem is California gets a hell of a lot of water for the Imperial Valley from
Okay.
Lake Mead. And the Colorado River, like, by the time it gets down to us, doesn't even flow that much water. But we have rights grandfathered in because we took those rights a long time ago. And what's funny is when a state has a right because of maybe we took something from a Native American, then we're horrible and we have to feel guilty about it and all that. But when we're talking about taking water rights from other states eons ago and then looking at the math and going, yeah, well, you really aren't entitled to that much water. You
Right.
think anybody thinks twice about it in California? Hell no. They're like, give me my water, fool. So, but at any rate, if we took less water from there, Vegas would have more water they can get from Lake Mead. And also, Lake Mead wouldn't be like 200 feet down right now. It would be close to full. But you can actually blame California for that one, and not current politics for it. It
Right.
stems from, I mean, current politics manages the situation, but it's based on old school.
Hey, we got Jeanette in here, and let's see. I missed something else here. Oh, Nick Easy says 44 people in here and only 32 likes. We need a few more. That's right, Nick. Everyone, take a second and strike the like. Thank you so much, Nick. And Jeanette said, love the Discord alerts, way better than YouTube's. Yeah, Jeanette, YouTube people have been reporting the last few days that they have not been getting the YouTube notifications when we go live. So thank you to you both.
And hey, just to finish that thought up about water real quick.
Yeah.
Here's the kicker. Here's the funny like punchline about all this. The left in our state for years have wanted to build what's called the Delta Tunnel Project. And the Delta Tunnel Project is 2 5-foot wide pipes that are going to take water out of the Sacramento River system and funnel that water down to Southern California. And the Democrats are hailing how this is going to save the state and this and this and that. And the Republicans have been fighting it for years because it takes that water out of the system before it has a chance to get to some key farmlands.
Okay.
And it transports. So basically it kills a whole bunch of people's existing water rights. But I want to know how the current administration is going to view that. Is he going to sit there and push that project, which is he's then going to ally himself with the progressive left to get it done? Or is he going to look at that project and say, oh no, because the progressive left has been pushing this for years, there's no possible way I can stand behind it?
Right.
I'm personally against it. I think that we, California, for us to maintain the 5th largest economy in the world, our farmers need to keep growing what they grow and export it. A little known fact is that one of California's largest exports is rice. We export 90% of our rice to Asia, and only 10% stays here in America. And rice takes a lot of water. And almonds, we grow more almonds than you will ever know, and almonds take a lot of water to grow.
And especially when you're processing them into like almond milk, that takes a ton of water.
A ton of water. So there needs to be some policy changes. And when you talk about California, you already know that.
Yeah.
But there needs to be some serious policy changes across the board, from top to bottom, from left to right, that really get us back on path. We can't keep pursuing these radical agendas from administration to administration to administration. We need to have consistency. We need to have some continuity, and we need to have some compromise. And as much as it hurts to say that on some subjects that you really don't want to compromise on, the only way that this republic works is on compromise, not on infighting.
Well said. Scott said, love hearing this information. Spent 6 years in the Marine Corps, Camp Pendleton, but this is good info. Hey, Scott, thank you. And thank you so much for your service. One of the major things we do here on this channel is we all respect our vets and people that have served past and present. So thank you so much for what you've done and what you have done, and the cool dude you continue to be. So thank you, Scott. Strife, welcome back.
Hey everyone, sorry I had a phone call I had to take right there.
Hey, you're good, buddy. I'm just reading your chat. I'm going to read it live. Listening to scanners in the background, hard to multitask. Valley Bureau scanner, getting busy. Thanks, Strife.
The alarm sound is sent off 3 times now.
So Valley Bureau, where is that located?
This feed covers Devonshire, Foothill, Mission, North Hollywood, Topanga, Van Nuys, West Valley, and Valley Traffic.
Was that PD and fire or just fire?
This is just LAPD.
Okay, cool.
So from what we're seeing, as the units that disperse the crowd out from where they've been gathering all day around the freeway overpasses,
Mm-hmm.
as that crowd disperses, it's going to disperse a lot into the areas that Strife just mentioned. So that is definitely a good scanner to listen to tonight.
You know what? When we get the stream back up and going after this chat here, we'll put that live, that scanner live. So here's a question I thought about when we were going live here. What do we call these? Because we can't say going live because we're live 24/7. What do we call what we're doing right now?
But the catch up. We
What's
get the
that?
Monday, Wednesday. We get the Monday, Wednesday, Friday catch up, and we get the Sunday recap.
I was thinking catch up like hamburger.
Yeah, that's all I heard was catch up. So I was like,
It looks like there's also protests going on in Central Phoenix. There's quite the crowd walking down a street. Levi says it's the Like Live. Thank you so much.
Well, I've got an update for you on Philly and DC. DC, they have pulled about 65% to 70% of the wreckage out of the water.
Okay.
The last I saw a count, they were at 46 or 51. Can't remember 100%. Recovered. I have not heard an update on my question about the black box last night. I also haven't done any looking for that specifically. In regards to the Philly plane crash, they did locate the black box. Was buried 8 feet underground.
Oh my gosh, I was just about to ask you because I was having a conversation with a coworker today. That black box, can it still be any kind of usable from taking an impact like that?
They run on. I mean, old school used to actually be like a tape and loop, you know.
Yeah.
But the new stuff is what the solid state hard drive is in a computer, right? They're all solid state now. And
but can it take an impact coming in at like that angle, that speed?
You know, there's a lot of physics that in a crash like that are hard to understand. A lot of angles and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have recovered black boxes and been able to get data from impacts from planes falling just out of the sky in general. So even though this one was doing 300 when it hit the ground, it's been. I mean, there's a good chance they can get it.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Heather Camp is in here. Welcome in, Heather. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Right now, we're looking at a live cam in Phoenix, but we're also checking back and forth with the live cam in Los Angeles. 2 protests happening that are against the ICE things that are happening in the U.S. It's hard. I'm having to filter myself, Swiller. You'd be proud. I'm doing a better job of trying to not say things that the algorithm wouldn't like. So I'm trying to filter out my own words.
I think you're doing very well, my friend. Very well.
Trying to catch myself before I say certain things.
Yeah, talking about California, I really had to put a filter on myself. Let me tell you, there's a lot of profanity that I had to hold back from that one.
I bet.
Good old Governor Mussolini.
So this camera that we're looking at in Phoenix is rather dark, but there's quite a few people marching down the street. I'm not sure where they're headed. Maybe V could give us some insight on that, but holy smokes.
I'll post this to this to Discord after the stream when my wife sends it to me, but she just came across a reel that was different anti-aircraft systems and different like rocket and artillery systems.
Mm-hmm.
And as these units depress the trigger, a $ ticker, like when the C-RAM on the side of the ship opened up, it was like a $216,000 shot.
Holy smokes.
I'll post that to Discord later.
Have you seen that video where it shows like an artillery being fired out of a ship, and it's like whatever how much they cost, and then it shows like anti-aircraft gun, then it shows like a Gauss gun, and then it shows a rocket being fired, then it shows like a cruise missile being fired, and then it shows like a missile being fired out of a submarine, and it shows like the cost for every one of these. It's just astronomical how much these things cost. We don't really think about it on a daily basis of the cost of these rounds. It makes me feel less bad for going to the range and spending some money for sure.
Well, take the balloon incidents that we had. Every Sidewinder that we fired was 3/4 of a mil, right off the rail. Any time that we were doing any sort of operations, like even when we were watching live cams in Israel, every time that you would see an explosion on the live cam would just, it's technically just dollar signs.
Yeah.
It's like being Sonic the Hedgehog and hitting something and losing all your coins.
So like Sidewinder, I wonder if the pilot thinks of that, or the people on the ground when they're like Fox 2 and you like let go of that Sidewinder, like, oh, there's $250,000 or there's $500,000.
The smarter ones do.
Yeah.
The ones that just enjoy the job, they don't think about it. But the ones that like are the really analytic brains and all that, they do.
Michael R asked, what's the drones cost? Like what's a Q4 drone cost? Let me look that up here.
I want to say like 30 mil. Correct me on that if I'm wrong.
Let's find
I'm doing
out.
a little test on myself.
Unit costs between 120 and 220 million, depending on what it's actually outfitted with. So the baseline RQ-4B costs around 130 million per unit.
What's the cost on RQ-9?
RQ-9, the Reaper. They only come in at 30 million. So
See,
quite the budget.
I was getting my numbers mixed up.
Yeah. That's the budget drone of the drones.
Yeah.
That's the every man's drone.
Yeah, we've lost a few of those over the years. Yemen's gone after a couple. Russia flew a couple airplanes into them. We've lost a few.
Broken says that is absurd. I can hear that in Broken's voice. Broken, you got to come up with us again and talk on the channel because we miss hearing your voice. Broken would be like, that is absurd. I can't do it right, Broken. That was bad. I'm sorry.
Frost, when we're done here, are you dropping this and restarting the main again, correct?
Yeah, correct. Yep.
If I can get a poll question from you.
You got it.
I would like to ask the fans, the viewers, our lovely community, if we should pay homage and call it Open Line Friday.
Okay. Open Line Fridays. Let us know in chat right now before we put up the official poll question. Let us know if you like an Open Line Fridays and for us to call it that. Would you call in?
And would you call in? That's the question right there.
Because we've had the link open tonight and we haven't got any takers that I've known of if it's actually working. Oh, someone said Mama D. Mama D's in the chat. Welcome in, Mama D.
What up, Mama D?
Mama D, we are looking at protests happening in Los Angeles and also Phoenix, Central Phoenix.
Yeah, so just around me today in Modesto, Stockton, there was 2 separate protests going on. Bakersfield had a little bit of a protest going on today. A lot of cities in the Central Valley, as we are a sanctuary state, many of those places are sanctuary cities. There's a lot of built-in protection there, so they feel safe enough to have their protests. But I will say the ones that took place in the Central Valley and in Northern California So far took place on street corners and along sidewalks, and they did not interfere with traffic or with anybody's daily business operations. It was
That's
what
a
a
plus.
protest. It's what you picture a protest being.
Right.
I don't mean to be that guy, but I was watching that camera feed right there, and there was a guy drinking a Modelo on a motorcycle.
Illegal
Believe-
and not safe.
Yeah, I believe that falls under DWI.
Yeah.
Yep. It always messes me up on what state calls it a DWI versus what state calls it a DUI.
And that's how people get hurt.
Yep. And on Warwatch Intel, we don't condone such activities.
Correct.
Call a cab.
Yep. Especially
But if we were to
for the
do it,
algorithm.
If we were to do it, it would be on a closed course with professionals, and we would have safety supervision.
Yes, of course.
So I want to know if those cars are with the protests or they're just trying to get home.
So I said this earlier on the stream. Obviously, if you can, don't ever put yourself in a situation, or if you are in the situation where you're in a car around a large angry mob, get out of that situation. You're not in the right place. Don't ever drive into a mob. That's a horrible place to be, obviously, but I couldn't imagine. I mean, we see that, like, thankfully right now, for the most part, most of these people are non-violent, right? So far. But things can change when people get together in any kind of community can change very rapidly. So, man, I wouldn't even be close to that. Toolman's headed out. Sorry, Toolmaker 74 is headed out. Have a good night, Toolmaker. Thanks for being here. Thank you for all you do. Toolmaker does an amazing job of letting me know when stuff is not working on the stream. Steffi Pie Story says, don't run towards a fire. You will get burned. Yeah, exactly. I love that statement, and I love where there's smoke, there's fire. Michael R says Callie needs to call in. She's the ringleader. I'll put the link up right now. Call in. Broken, feel free to call in. We need to make sure this thing is working for everyone else. We'll probably wrap it up here in a few minutes and return to regular programming. Swiller, did you have any ideas of what to call this, or Strife? Do you have any ideas of what to call what we're doing here? Lately, we've been calling it just chatting, but we can't call it going live because we're always live.
I'll have to sit back and think about it. I'm sure I'll come up with something when I'm trying to go to bed, and I'll lay there and think about it for a few hours before I do go to bed. But that's going to take some time.
That's a tough one, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell someone here at my house, I'll be like, hey, I'm about to go live. And they're like, aren't you always live?
Live.
I'm like, we're going live.
Hey, I'm about to go on the catch-up.
Go on the
The only other thing that I can think of right now is I'm just picturing Peter Griffin in that Family Guy episode. You know what grinds my gears?
Yeah, I love that. I've always wanted to do a what grinds my gears episode. Steffi Pie Story says, my dad was military sarge. He gave pretty common sense advice. Man, do you feel really small when you did dumb stuff? Oh, I bet.
The best kind of advice.
Simple advice is the best advice. Scott says occasional intel. I love that. Today I started designing a t-shirt with a squirrel on there that says, what does it say, squirrel mode? Because a lot of us, including the people on the screen right now, us three, are quite the squirrels and with the squirrel brain. Easily distracted for sure. On air live, says Broken Savage. Going livid. Love that, Nick.
And
Well,
that
hopefully-
Valley Bureau scanner does have some interesting communications on it.
Yeah, we'll put that up when we go live.
That's just singular live.
Oh, just live. We'll do past tense when we go live.
It kind of works.
I super appreciate these guys coming out, all these officers, just to make sure everything stays as safe as it can be. We kind of forget that these guys are going out there and putting in the hours, putting in the time, putting their lives on the line. Not only because my dad was in the sheriff's department, I lived that family life through that, but
It's got to
Much
be
respect.
scary standing there being outnumbered too.
you're always outnumbered.
Mm-hmm.
And in this scenario, you probably don't have a lethal weapon with you. You probably have less than lethal or a baton. Not a great place to be. But when some of these guys get close to the guys with their camera, you can still see a smile on their face. They're still trying to be happy and respectful. Some of these guys look terrified, which
I was thinking the same thing. Broken. They got people at your behind you, and you had eyes in the back of your head. Situations like this.
Yep. Mad respect for all of these guys. Was that a pepper ball or was that a beanbag gun? I can't tell.
From other police activity videos I've watched in California, that looks like a beanbag.
Yeah. On a prior live stream from today, someone said they got hit with that in the face. That would be most uncomfortable for sure.
That would break something.
Yeah.
Hockey Bro 42 asking in the chat, please tell me, why are they protesting? These are people in California and other cities throughout the country that are protesting current policies on immigration and current decisions and executive orders on immigration. They are exercising their First Amendment right to protest. In the city of Los Angeles, it exceeded the limitations of the First Amendment and turned violent for a little bit. So they have declared that protest unlawful. And PD is in the process of ushering them out of the area to disperse.
Swiller, you just put that more eloquently than I could ever imagine to. Well done, sir.
Great job.
Thank you. I'm ready for my Midwest news anchor job any day now.
10 out of 10 would listen to again. Oh, and Hockey Bro 42, like, are we best friends?
Did we just become best friends?
Did we just become best friends?
Gentlemen, I will tell you, my time is limited as I hear activities inside my house.
No problem. We are just chilling. I've actually become quite entranced with this live stream that we're watching here. Steffi Pie Stories says, I hate to see the little ones out in this. Could end up dangerous very fast. Yeah, there's situations I've actually even been in just walking downtown Vegas where I'm like, why are there little kids here? But especially activities like this, I'm like, why are there little kids here? Leave them at home. I'm kind of a protective parent, but that's just me.
I think back to my childhood, and I used to walk 3 miles from the house, and I mean, like city streets too, like 3 miles from the house, or I could get on the bus and go to the mall when I was like 11, 12 years old. And if you were doing that now by yourself, if you're any more than a half mile away from the house, somebody's calling the cops on you as a bad parent.
Really?
There was a lady that just had to go through something where her kids were at a store a little more than a half a mile from the house, and the cops arrested her and said that she was about, whatever they charged her with, basically being a bad parent. And she had to go fight that in court.
So Swiller, I know you have to take off soon. I super appreciate you being here with us tonight, and I'm sure so does chat.
I just appreciate you for giving us the opportunity to be together, my man. You have assembled a great community, great moderators. It's a lovely little family we have here.
I love it. I look forward to it every time I'm able to hang out and chat or come on here and have the privilege of speaking with everyone. So it's always definitely my privilege. Jeanette's out of here. Have a good night, Jeanette. Scott says, right, I concealed carry for my family, but need extra mags for the people that bring the kids into the night. I agree. If you're like us, you're not here just to protect. Obviously, my family comes first, but you're here to protect the other ones that can't protect themselves, right?
Frost V mentioning in the chat that she's trying to join via the link and having some issues.
V, tell me what's going on, and we'll get you squared away. There's another link just in case, V.
Oh, V, if you're doing it from your mobile browser might not like it. There is an app you can download, and you could try to go about it that way.
And if you're in your Chrome browser and you have an iPhone, try using Safari instead. If you're using an Android, regular Chrome, I believe, should work. Broken Savage said, Callie said the same. Was Callie trying to call in as well? Did I miss that?
Now, last night when I tried to sign in through mobile, at some point I had to copy that link and post it in there somewhere to bring
Perfect,
me
yeah.
as like the invite to go to this live.
Okay. It's definitely not as easy as the last one, but I like it better because of the it looks and how it works has just been solid so far. But joining is definitely harder to begin with.
Hopefully we haven't had any audio problems. I haven't been able to listen to the stream.
I went back and listened to a few of them now, and they sound pretty good. Callie, were you trying to join as well? Because this is all good feedback. We need to make sure that we know how to help people come in and join these lives as easy as possible. Steffi Five Story says, I've heard some internet providers were having issues today. Thank you, Steffi.
V, do you have the ability to copy the link or only click the link?
Yeah, because if you can copy the link, you'll need to post it in the app.
If she says that she could only click the link, you're going to have to DM that to her on Discord. Or put it somewhere out in the tab. And then once she can copy the link, then she can go into the app and she can paste the link into that bottom box and then join the stream.
Callie, let us know what problems you're having so we can use this as a good learning lesson for the future. Welcome in, Hoot. Good to see you. Okay, someone is trying to join.
Stream, was that as loud for you as it was for me?
It's pretty loud.
That was extremely loud.
We know it's loud on our side, but was that loud on the stream side?
Oh.
Sorry
Can you
about
guys
that.
hear me?
Yeah, V, we got you
Yep.
loud and clear.
Welcome in, V.
I don't know what I did to get it hooked up, so I'm not going to be much help.
Are you in the app?
I downloaded the app, and then when I click the link in the chat, it took me back to the Google Store
Okay.
to reopen the app. So
Okay.
That you already had installed.
yeah,
And then
Yeah.
it worked after that, right?
yeah,
Interesting.
Okay. We'll take it.
and then it turned off my Bluetooth and just took me back to my phone. So
Yeah, I was going to tell you about
don't
that.
have.
I run an iPhone, and that does that to me too. And I don't know, I can't remember what it is on an Android, but on an iPhone, if you swipe down from the top right, it brings you into a little menu that allows you to select what device your output and input is, and you toggle it
Okay.
to up to your phone and then back to your Bluetooth, and it'll connect to your Bluetooth.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's all.
Sorry about the loud noises. When I hear noises through here, the stream hears it, and that's only so we can listen to EAMs and such in the background, but those noises can be loud. The Tank just said, scared my dogs, LOL. Sorry, Tank. So, V, you also use TikTok, but what we're using right here is like the closest thing I can get to panels on YouTube until YouTube decides to do something similar.
Yeah. I'm turning on my tablet right now so I can maybe try to figure this out.
Nick Easy says fries are done.
Yeah, the little chime. Fries are done. Ding, fries are done. Well, at least on this street here where we're watching, you're right. There's not many police per how many people there are. So these guys are doing a fantastic job out there.
Oh man, the rain is breaking up before it gets to me.
V, I'm switching back over to Phoenix as well. Kind of switching back and forth between Los Angeles and Phoenix.
I was trying to find out where they were in Phoenix, but I know earlier it started at like 4:00
Mm-hmm.
and they were marching towards the Capitol. So, but I don't know where they are right now.
I bet tomorrow we see some more in Denver. And then, like we've been saying on the 5th, we're going to have some in the Capitol, in D.C. Should be interesting.
Oh.
And then Portland will probably get after it. If they haven't already. These are only the ones I can find coverage for so far. Water Tiger's in here saying, hi, everyone. I haven't been here in a long time. I appreciate the reporting. Phoenix is lit. Thank you, Water Tiger, for being here. Good to see you again.
Hey, I'm going to call something
she's
out.
here in Arizona too.
Awesome.
I'm going to call something out that you didn't see in the last set of protests. Besides donuts in the middle of intersections, which is going on in a particular intersection that I got on a particular news channel right now, they just had a fire truck and an ambulance going through a different intersection. And there was a group of the community that took charge right away and ushered all of the protesters over to the sidewalk so that the fire truck and the ambulance can get through and do what they need to do.
And people moved over for the fire truck?
And people absolutely moved over. And in
That is
previous
fantastic.
protests that we saw in the beginning and before in 2020 for various activities,
Yeah.
that was not the case. That was all hell breaks loose. So I will say at least there is some level of decorum. It doesn't matter what side of the fence that you sit on. You need to be able to recognize things like that and keep an open mind to, the fact that a lot of these people that we're seeing on the TV and in the feeds and in the streams and whatnot
Yeah.
are people that are here legally that are protesting. And if they're here legally, they have every single right that you and me have, and they have that First Amendment right. And the fact that we're seeing them being able to do that is just a proof that our country still works.
Yeah. I appreciate people getting out of the way for emergency responders. That could be some kid, that could be someone's grandma, mom, dad, whatever that needs some help. So I'm super glad to see people aren't super gluing their hands to the street as well. That's got to be painful.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know why they would do that.
So V, what's new with you?
Still trying to get my voice back from being sick.
It's been a
It's
while,
really,
like over
it's
a
been
month now,
raspy
right?
and stuff, and just been, yeah. Yes, it has been.
And Callie was trying to join in. Callie, if I missed your message in chat, let me know what we can do to help, and let us know what problem you're having, so we
Yeah,
can make this easier.
I think we're having the same problem. I think she was having the same problem as me, but all of a sudden I hit the back button on my phone and it took me into where I could join the chat.
Okay,
So
that's
I
good
don't
to
know
know.
what I did.
Hold on, I got a play-by-play.
Let's hear it,
I'm
Swiller.
watching the TV. There's a Mustang whipping donuts. It's a convertible. There's two people sitting up on the back, up on the top, right?
Okay.
And total amateur driver. And at first, it looked like he was whipping some good donuts, like like you would do in a parking lot in the snow, like many of us have done.
Right.
He all of a sudden looked like he was trying to do donuts with the traction control on at that point, and because the car was stopped swinging around, so he gave it a little extra effort. He bapped the car into the curb. He broke the rear axle.
Oh no.
And as he was kind of like talking with people and trying to get out of the situation, when he pressed on the gas, the girl that was sitting on the back of the car got dumped off the back of the car.
Oh man. I hope they're okay.
What a chaotic scene.
Well, in Phoenix, there's more people showing up in via car to show their support.
Callie, I got you covered. Hold on one second.
It's okay, Callie. We're just doing our best to figure out all the problem areas right now. So when we do this again, we know how to help people.
Callie,
Right
check
off the
your
bat.
DM. I just sent you the link. You should be able to copy the link there and make it work.
Next time I'll have to try and get on using my tablet. It might be easier.
Okay. So you're on your phone right now. Are you using a headset or anything?
I had my Bluetooth in, and as soon as I joined and I entered the chat, it turned off my Bluetooth, and now I'm just on the phone on the speaker.
Oh, can't even tell. It sounds good.
Yeah, not bad quality at all. Frost, did you say that there's only 4 seats? And if so, does that include you or 4 seats plus you?
No, I think the one that we have now might be 10 seats. Let me take a look.
I just want to make sure if Callie's trying to get in that.
No, I think we're good to go.
Well, on that note, I do need to call it. I will be sitting on the side. I'll be watching or listening to the rest of the stream through YouTube, and then once you guys get off, I'll meet you over on the Discord afterwards. I'll also take care of a little admin before I go. Guys, if you haven't had a chance to yet, please hit that like button for us. Share this stream. Put this out there in front of the like-minded friends and family you have. Let them know that V's on the stream right now. Lots of people out there love V. Let them know V's on the stream right now. And other than that, I hope everybody has a fantastic night. And when life hands you lemons, my friends, add vodka.
Swiller, real quick before you go, we can have 10 people in here plus me. So that's
Nice.
perfect. Have a good night,
Nice.
Swiller.
See you, Swiller.
You do the same.
Go enjoy the
See
fam.
you guys in a little bit.
Yep.
Hi, Peggy.
Hey, Peggy, good to see you. Well, Strife and V, we're going to wrap it up. I keep on saying that, but I keep on getting hooked to what's going on here in California and Phoenix.
Just a little update on that. Looks like the one in Colorado is scheduled for the 5th.
Was that Denver or Colorado Springs?
Looks like Denver so far.
Okay.
Downtown Denver off of Colfax.
So that's on the 5th as well, the same as the Capitol protest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully those ones can be as peaceful as these ones have been so far. So what we're seeing on screen hasn't matched up to some of the things I've heard on some scanners, which was bricks being thrown at cars and stuff like that, but not sure if that was related or not. I haven't seen anything like that happen yet. Callie is joining in.
I
Hold on.
saw on Fox 10 Phoenix.
Yeah. Callie's trying to connect here. Broken Ass, I wonder how late the protest will continue. That's a good question. Callie, if you can hear us, try turning on your mic and or camera. And if that's not the case, we're having connection issues. Curious99 says, thank you for this coverage. Best I've had all night, or best I've seen all night. Hey, thanks, Curious. We generally track military radar flights, emergency action messages, war-related stuff. But tonight we're taking a break and looking at more social unrest and things happening here in our own country. So thanks for being here. And if you like it here, please give us a subscribe. It's free. Callie says it's trying. Hey, no worries, Callie. This platform is new to us as well, so no worries. To be honest with you, we actually had a heck of a time getting in ourselves before we went live to you today.
We're still not even sure how to really do that. We kind of had to break the system to get it to work.
Yep.
Hopefully that'll work next time.
Callie, let us know if you're on a phone or a computer, maybe. Nick says Callie got all the excuses today.
Yeah, Nick knows all about those excuses.
Jack says pre-alpha gameplay video for the next Battlefield game has been released. I saw people talking about that, but I haven't seen it yet. I'm pretty excited. I'm a big Battlefield fan, except for the most recent one that definitely wasn't my favorite.
Callie says she's on the phone.
Okay. Well, maybe what we'll do is we will not go live, but we'll try to get people in here while we're not live so we can actually talk it through Discord and help people out, and then also change what we need to on our end to make this process a little bit smoother too. Oh, Callie's joining.
Whoa.
Let's cross our fingers. Scott says all states are still to protest on the 5th. Saw a timeline on Newsbreak. All 50 states. Thank you, Scott. Scott's given the fire intel tonight. Thank you. Yeah, the doorbell broken. I'm pretty sure we're scaring the heck out of Tank's puppies tonight. California time, it's 8:15. Do you know where your kids are at? So that yellow pew pew right there, the bright neon one, kind of looks like a M. Was it? Looks like the grenade launcher. Must be some kind of foam cannon. I can't tell.
Isn't that like an M42 or something like that?
M39.
Oh, I was wondering what you guys were talking about. Now I see it.
Looks like it shoots like a 30 millimeters, some kind of projectile. I can't tell. Peggy says, I came in late. Is this Cali? Yeah, right now we're looking downtown Los Angeles. It's been pretty wild, actually, since about noon my time. Steffi Pie Stories says we need to bring that commercial back. It's 9 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are at? Not me. As soon as the streetlights came on, I knew it was time to get home. Swiller says 40 Mike and Mike. Yep.
Actually, 37.
37.
Yep.
Nice. And the take a bite out of Crime Dog. Steffi Pie, you're taking us way back. I forgot it was all that water we drank out of the garden hose.
Hey, that was the best water ever.
Who remembers the light? Was it a light bulb singing a song about electricity and how to be safe? How did that go? I'm gonna have to look that up.
Oh, I remember that. But I don't know how it went.
Broken says, taking me back to my childhood.
Looks like they are loaded with hard foam projectiles, it says.
And you said that was a 37 millimeter?
Yep.
Ouch.
Brain says McGruff.
Yep. Scruff McGruff. Taking a bite out of crime. Jack says, if I came home after the streetlights were on, well, let's just say sitting down was a little bit harder for a while. So Jack had to be home before the streetlights came on. Broken says, must have been a northern thing with the light bulb thing. I'm going to post that in Discord under funny as soon as we get off this live here, after I get the next live up and going.
So they have 40 millimeters and 37. The 40 millimeters shoots one single projectile, and the 37 shoots rounds that break up into smaller projectiles. Both don't sound fun.
No.
Actually.
I'll pass. That's a hard no for me.
I've got a pew pew that has some less damage inflicting rounds
Mhm.
in it, and I've always thought to myself, well, maybe, if I was standing far enough away, or maybe one day one of my friends will volunteer themselves,
Yeah.
because I want to know.
That's a hard no for me.
We have a guy out here at our Pew Pew show that's all he sells at his table is exotic ammo, and he's got some crazy stuff on there for a shotgun.
All right, folks. Well, we stayed on a little bit longer than we thought we would. Callie, before our next live, we will get this going up and testing. And if you don't mind helping us test that out, that would be fantastic. We would love to have you up here. And we'd love to have more people come up in here and say hi, give shout outs, give your input and feedback and intel. This is all about the community and for our community. So V, Swiller, Strife, thank you so much for being up here. We'll go ahead and wrap this up. V, since you haven't been up in a while, go ahead and give us your closing statement or thoughts or words of wisdom.
Oh, I really don't know what to say. Just keep your eyes open and be aware of your surroundings and stay safe, everybody.
Perfect. Love that. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. Thank you to our amazing mod team. Thank you to all of you, and especially our recon crew. All of you make that happen. So thank you again, and we'll see you on the regular programming when we get the live back up and going here in just a few minutes. Thanks, everyone.
See you guys.
See ya.